Thank you for watching this episode of All Things Vuma Garden Route. As jy 'n hele Ivan wil verloor, dan moet jy met Drieka Stoltz gesels. 'n Baie inspirerende meisie van George wat 86 kg verloor het. After that, we go to Pacaltsdorp and we meet Uncle Ben and his son Buran. Hulle reken hulle is die roosterbrood konings van Suid-Afrika. After that, we have a very friendly chat to the Premier of the Western Cape, Winde. After that, we go visit the bird sanctuary in George. En dan gemaak ons ook 'n draai by die Knysna Forest Marathon. We end off the show with X and a very well-known gospel singer from the garden route.
Hi, ek is Drieka Stoltz en ek het 86 kilos verloor in amper 15 maande nou. Ek het 147 kg geweg. Ek was oorgewig al vanaf hoërskool, so basies my hele lewe lank met my troue self. Ek onthou met my troue het ek geweg 124 kg. Ek het in trourockwinkels ingegaan en daar was nie rokke wat my gepas het nie. My ma het my trourok self gemaak. En dit het my in elk geval toe ook nog nie gestop om gewig te verloor nie. Ek het nie regtig ge-worry oor myself nie. Ek sou nie my hare gedoen het nie. Mens het bietjie depressed gevoel, baie. As ek sommer in die mall geloop het, dan het ek gevoel ek het in sweet uitgeslaan. Ek het altyd warm gekry, jy overheat, vinnig moeg geraak. Ek glo nie ek was op 'n goeie spys nie, maar dit het my toe nog steeds nie gestop om gewig te verloor nie. Ek dink jy gaan dan op so spys van ek worry nie. My ma is oorlede en dit het omtrent 2 jaar gevat om toe my depressie baie erger geraak. Toe sê ek vir my man op 'n stadium, ek weet ek het 2 dogtertjies, nadat ek 6 miskramme ook gehad het, ook want ek is oorgewig, kan nie kinders kry nie, dit het my ook nie gestop nie, en ek het meer in 'n gat ingegaan, en toe sê ek vir my man, ek dink ek wil liewers by my ma wees. Dit is hoe ver ek al was in depressie in, en toe is my oupa dood van COVID, en my oupa was 'n baie groot rolmodel in my lewe, en toe sê my man, hy dink ek moet iemand sien, toe sê ek gaan nie iemand sien nie. Ek dink net ek moet uit die huis uitkom. En ek het daai dag opgestaan en ek het vir my gym gaan soek en ek het van daai dag af net besluit ek gaan gym toe en my hele mind het gechange. Ek het opgestap berg toe. En ek dink daai dag toe ek opgestap het berg toe, toe is dit amper soos jy break free. En ek het geen depressie meer nie, niks. Jy sien die skaal se nommer gaan af, maar buite van wat die skaal sê, hoe jy voel, dis maklik om te gaan sê vir die dogtertjies oor so, kom ons gaan parkie toe, kom ons gaan eet middagete in die parkie, en ons stap parkie toe, ons speel in die parkie, jy doen meer goedjies, en jy raak nie moeg nie, en dis lekker, en jy kan eintlik sê, maar jy is nou deel van jou kinders, jy sit nie net van die kant af en kyk nie. Ek dink die moeilikste was om op die dieet te gaan is om, ek het besluit ek gaan nie cheat nie, ek gaan nie sweetie eet nie, ek gaan nie gaskoeldrank drink nie, ek los drank. Ek het dit vir 6 maande aan alles net gelos, voordat ek nou en dan myself net reward het met 'n sweetie dan, en dan ook net in parke. Ek dink 'n groter deel was vriende. As jy sê, hoor so, jy kom na 'n braai toe, maar ek bring my eie kos saam, hulle het dit nie gelaaitjie. Jy was outomaties klaar uit, want jy wil nie saam drink nie, jy wil nie saam braaibroodjies eet nie, en ek dink dis waar ek ook besef het, maar gaan dit nie oor my nie, ek is nog steeds daar as mens, en ek dink dan sien jy ook, hoe groot is jou sirkel, wie is die mense wat jou ondersteun. Ek voel fantasties. Ek dink as ek 'n prys kan kry vir die best personality of iets wat ek gewen het, dan ek dink dit is ek. As ek kan 'n heel dag rondloop met 'n kroon op my kop, dan doen ek dit. So jy voel fantasties, jy voel regtig, jy het die lotto nou net gewen, en niemand kan dit wegvat nie. Dis net joune. Wat ek vir iemand sal sê wat gewig wil verloor is, jy self moet die besluit maak. Iemand moenie vir jou sê, verloor die gewig nie, want jy gaan dit doen, maar jy gaan geforce voel om dit te doen. So jy gaan dalk net vir 'n maand uithou en dan tel jy jouself maar net weer op. Waar as jy self besluit hoor hierso, ek moet 'n plan maak, dan gaan jy daarby hou. Ek dink 'n groot ding is ook, moenie van die begin af sê hoor hierso, ek moet 80 kilos verloor nie, sê ek moet 10 kilos verloor. Kom by daai 10 kilos en sê vir jouself, hoor hierso, as ek 10 kilos verloor, dan kan ek dit kry, maar nie kos nie. Jy kan nie dan soos 'n hamburger gaan eet nie, sê jy gaan jou hare gaan doen, ietsie of 'n nuwe hemp koop. So stel maar net heeltyd goals en try maar daarby hou, maar jy self as mens moet dit besluit, nie iemand vir jou nie. My man voel baie goed en ek sê heeltyd vir hom by die werk, dan sê ek van met jy vir die mense by die werk gesê, ek nog sê dit sexy. So ek dink my man is baie trots op my. So hierdie hele journey het my so geïnspireer dat ek self is nou besig om 'n personal trainer te swat. Nie net, en ek glo nie dit gaan vir my gaan oor die geld nie, dit gaan oor, as ek iemand kan help wat gevoel het soos ek, dan het jy klaar gewen. So ek dink as daar enigiemand is wat net bietjie raad of leiding wil hê, is hulle welkom om my sommer te inbox op Facebook, ek is Drieka Stoltz op Facebook, en dan, of net bietjie te sê, hoor so help, hoe begin ek? Net om seker te maak jy is op die regte space om te kan begin, dat jy nie net gaan begin vir gewig verloor nie, want aan die einde van die dag, dit het nie gegaan oor alles net oor die gewig nie, maar dit het gegaan oor hoe ek as mens nou voel, teenoor hoe ek gevoel het. En ek dink dit is die groter, dit is die hele groter prentjie. Alles gaan nie net oor hoe jy lyk nie, maar oor hoe jy voel. Een groot wenk wat ek sal wil deel is water. Drink jou water. Drink baie water. Ek dink hulle sê 2 liter water, maar as mens 3 liter water kan doen, dan is dit net nog beter. Probeer elke liewe dag, moenie skiep nie, en dan maak net klaar klein verskillende goedjies, soos 'n Coke Zero plaas van 'n Coke. Dalk geen gaskoeldrank, net water. So begin klein, alles hoef nie hierdie een groot verandering in mense lewe te wees nie, maar water, drink mense water. Ek was 'n size 26, dit is 'n 50, en ek is nou 'n small.
So my name is Simoné Viljoen and I'm here from Garden Birds of Prey. And my passion all started when I was really young, obviously a love for animals, and wild animals in particular has always been a fascinating animal, of course. So today I'm here educating about wild raptors and also rehabbing and relocating wild animals. Okay, so I started volunteering for a bit. All started in COVID, started, educating myself about wild raptors, and this is how I end up here in Garden Birds of Prey. Which nice is that there wasn't a position available for me after volunteering, so that was great. So biggest challenge for me, first of all, obviously I am a rehab center, so I help these guys out. Biggest challenge for me is obviously working with the people who bring in these wild animals, that not all of them can be saved, not all of them can be rescued. So that is definitely a big struggle for me. Obviously working with the public and having to deal with animals not being able to go back into the wild. Birds of Prey has been existing for about 6 years, and it was all started by Pacaltsdorp, who is the owner of the sanctuary, and he started this environment because he realized there was a lack of education and knowledge about raptors in our environment. We are a very nature-rich environment filled with all of these raptors all around us. Okay, so obviously they say an owl is a very wild creature, be as wild as an owl, they say. But in reality, I do believe they're not as wise as you think they are, but one thing I have learned of them is observe and listen. The biggest threats for birds of prey in the garden route is there's multiple factors, and one of the factors that I actually can look at that actually affects all wildlife throughout the garden route, not only the raptors, is plastic. Fish lines is the most common thing that actually will kill all animals in oceans and also here on land. A lot of owls that I have received, some buzzards and other birds of prey with these fish lines tangling around their feet. And to understand, the feet of a bird of prey is the most important weapon for it to actually to survive. The claws are used to kill their prey. Obviously, if their claw is unuseful or tangled up in these fish lines or plastics, they struggle to actually eat for those days. And usually when we do find them, they haven't eaten properly for like 3 days. And this is where most animals they can go into severe system digestive shock, which is very, very important for us to understand that plastic isn't as good as what you think it is. Okay, so we have a few species here. Obviously, my most common would be the spotted eagle owl. I have a Cape eagle owl as well, and I have this little guy next to me, which is called a white-faced scops owl. I have hawks, falcons, 2 different species of eagles, and a kestrel. It's important to preserve nature as it is, because obviously they do play a very, very important role in our ecosystem. Pest controlling is most important for it. Rats and mice and all kinds of animals out there, these guys take care of it. Obviously, when we use poison to help with providing ourselves a safe home away from pests, we use poisons and all kinds of things like that, and that actually does affect the animals that live around us, and they already were taking care of it. So financially, I do need support. I am obviously very reliant on my community and public. So I do offer tours. Tours are obviously on every hour. If you want to go visit our Facebook, it's Gardenwood Birds of Prey Rehab Center, and our Instagram also Birds of Prey Garden Route. We can also find our website at info@grbob.co.za. If you want to leave donations, you can do it on our website, or you can come and visit us here in Gardenwood Birds of Prey Rehab Center, come for a tour, maybe leave a donation then. We are planning to upgrade our park to make our residents' life more comfortable, and also to have a larger rehab built. The connection to wildlife itself, nature surrounding you, it is peaceful. It brings you to peace. Obviously, gets you away from all the stress of society and the community in itself, and just to be connected to the nature around you, it makes you feel that you're not outside of it but actually a part of it. You're not supposed to control it, instead you're supposed to be enjoying it, with it. How can I say, it's a wonderful experience that you can have, to be connected to nature and to be involved with nature, not only just birds but all wildlife itself. There's so much that you can learn from these animals by just observing them.
Ek is die oudste. Ek is Buran Parks, geboren in Pacaltsdorp. Viljoen is my seun en ja, alle jare Pacaltsdorp.
Ek is Buran Parks. Dis my pa wat hier sit, Ben. Ek is gebore in George. Al die jare bly in Pacaltsdorp by dieselfde huis.
Ek het nou 31 Mei het ek eintlik afgetree by George Municipaliteit. 36 jaar en 5 maande wat ek daar gewerk het. Maar jy sal my nie glo nie, dit was die wonderlikste tyd van my lewe. Ek het elke dag geniet by die municipaliteit. So dit is eintlik een, maar intussen tyd het ek Vrydag het ek met die takeaway wat ons nou mee besig is. Ons is besig hier met 'n takeaway. Ek Vrydag, ek en hy en die ma het ons takeaway gedoen wat ons van die huis af versprei het. Mense bel ons in, gee vir ons 'n order, ons kry dit reg en hulle kom haal af. Of as 'n gap is, dan deliver ons. Maar al ons takeaways, meeste van ons takeaways gaan oor 'n roosterbrood. Nou, as jy nou met ons wil kontak maak, dan jy bel vir my of jy WhatsApp vir my of vir hom. My nommer is 083 669 3639 en Buran se nommer is 073 474 9644. Maar die gemeenskap reg oor George ken vir ons. Ons is regtig, ons is baie gewild. Jy sien mense in Pacaltsdorp of in George wat roosterbrood maak, soos of in die Suid-Kaap. Hy antie wat daar by Louisburg maak. Nee, wat hy antie het daar besig gestop oor ons die kant maak.
Hy is 'n grappie.
Ja, net so ligtelik, ja.
ek is heeltemal reg vir Uncle Ben se snoek, patats, roosterkoek en al die ander goed wat ek aan bysit. Okay, so ek was gebore in Johannesburg op 'n perskeplaas, organiese perskeplaas. Maar altyd tuinroete gekom vir vakansies en ek was nog op skool en my pa besluit ons gaan Knysna toe skuif. En ek was baie opgewonde. Hy het vir my gesê wil jy skool klaarmaak in Johannesburg of wil jy skool klaarmaak in Knysna? Ek het gesê definitief in Knysna. En so ek het skool klaar gemaak hierso. My punte, they went south because then I was diving and surfing and swimming and skiing and boating and fishing and not too much school, but anyway. I finished school in Knysna. I then left, as you do. A young person, I ended up in Cape Town, but a few years later I ended up going back to Knysna, and I then got into my entrepreneurial time, 10 years of starting 10 companies. So I had 10 businesses in Knysna, and yeah, Knysna, there's a passion for the town. It's part of me. It's who I am, where I come from. Unfortunately, with my current job, I don't get home that often, but yeah, I love the garden route. I love all these lovely towns along the garden route. They've all got their own unique charm and their own unique space in the economy, and they all kind of co-compete really nicely. And of course, right here tonight in the center, which is the city of George. Okay, so I have a platform. It's called the Premier's Council on Skills, the PCS, and we meet fairly regularly. And it's a platform where we bring together our schooling system, the education department. We bring together our universities and technicons and business, and we kind of talk about the ecosystem of developing skills for the future. And I suppose most of the time they're held kind of in the city or in the city region. But this time it's going to be here in Knysna, and that's really exciting for me. And so the focus is on general skills for the province, what skills are needed and what are the future skills about, but it's also about preparing ourselves for that future economy. It's kind of the message I'm going to have for business is I'm going to say to them, are you as a business hoping to be around in 10 and 20 years time? And if the answer is yes, what are you doing as a business to develop skills for the future so that you are sustainable, that you are competitive? And because remember, the whole world is now becoming more of a fluid environment with skills. And we have a thing called the brain drain, but how do we become the brain attraction? And right now, the Western Cape is attracting so many people. They're moving to this province en masse because of this great place that we live. I want to say because of good governance. We are attracting investors, we're attracting job seekers, we're attracting young people who want to come to school here, and we're attracting people from around the world who wanting to come and open their business here. Have we got the right skills? And of course, the problem that we have in South Africa is the highest youth unemployment rate in the world. Now, I'm an entrepreneur, so that's a problem. There must be an opportunity. So we've got to get the skills match, understand the demand. Are we feeding it correctly from a school space? Is that business partnership correct? Are our universities producing the right skills for the future? Bearing in mind artificial intelligence, bearing in mind this new tech ecosystem that's developing here. We call it Silicon Cape. There's so many more tech people coming out. I don't know if people know this, but Amazon Web Services about 10 years ago started work here in this province on cloud computing. Cloud computing that the world uses comes from this region. So we've got amazing entrepreneurs, we've got really great talent. We just got to channel it, that it's in the right space for the demand, and make sure that the businesses are creating the pipelines for our young people to find those jobs that they want to find in this new world that we're all moving into so fast. And it can happen right here in the garden route. There's an energy that comes with it, investment comes with it. I mean, look at the city that we're in right now. Just every time you come here, just like something new is happening. It's got an energy of its own. Now you've got to make sure that that skills component, which is so critical, in any major city around the world, you'll see if they don't get the skills component right with the investment component and the platform and the ecosystem, it's not going to work. And we can already feel it. The energy is here. So we've got to make sure that that component is coming together. Because without the skills, you'll never get the investment, or the real investment. And they've got to coexist together. So yeah, I think the future of the garden route is really looking exciting for me.
Running about 10, 11 years, absolutely love it, totally hooked. And my first Knysna experience has been a bucket list for me for many, many, many years.
Much warmer than we thought it would be, so it's great.
We're looking forward to it, even though it's our first time because of the adventure, so we're really looking forward to it.
We love running!
Releases endorphins, best and most underused antidepressant there is in the world.
To be running in a forest like this as well is just beautiful. Being out in God's creation is just amazing.
Baie dankie dat julle hierdie episode gekyk het van All Things Vuma Garden Route. Moet asseblief nie van ons kompetisie vergeet nie. Make sure that you like and subscribe the channel to stand a chance to win a beautiful prize from Winde, South Africa. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy and stay you.
This is your boy X again, All Things Vuma. Mafizo Mganam. Thank you for coming, Mganam. It was great knowing you. Check. Kasnige something before we go home. We have what? Yeah. Over to you, Mganam. Sure. Kuteni nizawulila mna oh I kuteni nizawulila mna oh I ubomi bami buchinjile izugu zam zisongiwe kodwa ndicinga ngothando lwethu ndisuke ndilile khawufana ucinge ngoba besithandana sibukwa ngabantu sinconywa zizizwe thando lwethu kanti yintoni na uthando lunjani kodwa abantu banjani kodwa ityala haliboli utaliboli ndithanda basoli ityala haliboli kulungile oh I thando yintoni na thando yintoni na uthandwa luboni thando yintoni na thando yintoni na haluboli thandwa luboni yeah.